Okay, in this video we're going to develop a simple truth table. And the simple truth table, I'm going to consider two logical propositions, P, Q, and one logical sentence constructed from those. Whoops, made a mistake there. Actually, what I meant to do was to say this logical sentence, P and Q. So, to start off with the truth table, I'm going to write down there's only 4 different cases for the two propositions. So the way you cover all 4 cases is to first fill out the first 2 lines, something like this. And then the only time that the conjunction is true is if both the propositions are true. So that's true for case 1, but there's no other case. So this is one of the simplest truth tables you can come up with. And in this case, the only time the conjunction is true is in case 1. And these are all the cases here, because that's the only time when both of the propositions are true. Okay, and so in this video we're going to talk about a couple of resources that we can use. On the left side of my screen is a software piece called Logicly. That's Logic.ly, so it's logic.ly. And that's a free trial, but it does cost money. And on the right side, I'm just going to make some notes. So I'm going to do a really simple thing here. I'm just going to add a toggle switch and add another toggle switch. The only reason I'm doing that is so I can change the inputs. Let's see. I'm going to also add an AND gate. This is very simple. I'm going to connect the toggle switches to the inputs of the AND gate. This is something that's so simple that you don't really need much training doing it, and kids can figure it out real quick. I'm also going to add a light bulb just so that, the light will light up when the output is a 1 or a positive. And so this is an AND gate, the symbol for an AND gate. If I turn on 1, and by the way, turning on means giving it a, I'm not going to name those right now, so I'm going to turn them off. Turning on means giving it a positive 5 volts or a 1. So when the wire is blue, that means it has a 1 or a true value, positive 5 volts. I'm going to click the other one. Now they both have true values, and you can see the light lights up. Okay, this is super trivial. Well, I wouldn't say trivial, but it's one of the simplest examples you can create. And on the right side of my screen over here, you'll see that I have some notes on a truth table that corresponds to this sentence P and Q. So I'm going to make the argument over here that this is this circuit that I've drawn up here or created in Logicly is a circuit that corresponds to the sentence P and Q. So let's see. The first state that I'm going to test is both of the inputs are true. And if you'll notice over here, that corresponds to case number 1, where both of the inputs are true, and it turns out that the output then is true. Or another way to say that is the light lights up. Okay, so this is somewhat trivial, and you may say, yeah, this is obvious, but for students who have never considered these things before, this is not as obvious. And taking an example where they're, where you can actually physically toggle switches, not physically, but virtually toggle switches, that matters. Okay, so now the second state that I'm going to test is toggle one switch on, that's P, and toggle the other switch off, that's Q. So when one is on and the other is off, then it's a false, just like over here. And if you'll look over here, let's see, you'll notice this example right here is false. Okay. Now, the third state, I'm going to toggle this one on and this one off. That's like case 3 over here. And you'll notice that that again is false. and the light doesn't light up. And the final state is when they're both toggled off, and that's case 4 over here. Okay, so the reason that I brought this to your attention is because it's a good way to take some virtual toggling of switches and correlate them to a truth table. And of course, with a really simple AND gate like this, it takes about 30 seconds to do it. And it gets a little more complicated, though, when you start doing more sophisticated sentences. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you.